That's but like nowadays in modern time and human live in a city or something like this, we don't have an occasion to having a danger, really primitive danger. For example, like I saw a bear and I run. There's no this kind of situation, and at least like I was about to get bit by a car or something like this. It kind of never happened. So but the thing is, human body is always like as a human body, primitive human body, like a caveman human body, exactly the same design. So we sometimes we need this to feeling this kind of stress, like a primitive stress of danger. So, but if we don't have this kind of danger, very primitive stress, we get really kind of sad and depressive. For example, that's why nowadays is really fashion to having a cold plunge, cold bath, and then to get the stress, primitive stress, and we should like do some workout in the mountain or something like this, and we need this kind of stress, which is good for our health. How do you think about that?
I think it's really important to talk about stress and to say we need stress. I will explain why we need stress. As you said, by the past, we have so primitive danger in front of us. Mm-hmm. Now, the problem is we feel chronic stress in our daily life. Mm-hmm. Stress, we need stress to react to a danger. We need it. So, for example, a long time ago, as you said, we see a bear in the forest, fight or flight. Should I fight or should I run away? So in our central nervous system, in our body, you have so many reactions to activate that, to help us to prepare our body to fight or flight. But after danger, after you feel safe, this mechanism stops and we go back to the normal. It was the case a long time ago. Now the problem is we every time activate this mechanism. Now, what is the bear? The bear is my boss. The bear is my financial issues. The bear is my, I don't know, maybe my problem with my husband, my wife.
Mortgage.
It's every time we feel stress. The problem is we feel chronic stress. Yeah. But initially, we need that. We need stress. Stress is really important. It's vital for us. But the problem is now we feel stress for everything. And when people say to me, for example, when I ask to them, how do you feel now? Do you feel stress? Oh yeah, but it's my personality to be stressed. No, definitely not. It's not our personality to be stressed. We live so many experiences since a long time in our daily life, which make us to stress every time. But it's not natural to be stressed. So after about the cold bath, so I haven't a very strong opinion about it. I mean, I didn't read a lot about it. And I even never experienced that, so I can't say what I haven't opinion about it. I mean, if you feel better after, I can't say anything. I mean, when I was in France, for example, people asked me, "What do you think about acupuncture, etc.?"
What is acupuncture?
Acupuncturist.
Oh yeah, Chinese thing.
Yeah. What do you think about it? Do you feel better after? Yeah. Okay, let's go. I mean, it's your life. If you feel better, it's okay. I have nothing to say about it. So, I mean, if you feel better, you can do it.
Well, I mean, about the cold plunge, I really think that because the better, much better than me. There's a fashion in the medication sector, fashion, literally, like therapy and fashion, something like this. So cold plunge is gonna be kind of like diminuate between at the level of conversation between people in 3-4 years, something like this, because Yeah, I really feel that because it's just a fashion and it's come and it go like a only thing which is no things which is not really fashion is like drinking water often or something like this really basic thing. But the other thing, for example, acai bowl and other thing, there's like omega 3 or something like this. You know, it's really for me, it's really fashion, just a fashion.
When you read the studies about, for example, recovery for athletes,
Yeah.
since many years now, you have cryotherapy.
Hmm?
It's when you know,
No.
it's when you go in a kind of cabin and inside it's minus 200 degrees, or it's a
I
very
saw that.
it's a very 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 cold environment to
With
activate.
gloves.
Yeah, it's a little bit the same thing as a cold bath. And why now people want to do it? It's because they can see very famous athletes
Yeah, sure.
doing it. And finally, when you read studies about it, there is no huge effect on human body. Few years ago, I remember, do you know Michael Phelps?
Yeah.
Maybe, I think he's the most famous swimmer in the world.
Yeah.
I remember I was in vacation and it was Summer Olympics. And for the first time in my life, I saw an athlete with cupping.
The Chinese thing, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
round.
yeah,
the round.
yeah. I could, for the first time, what is it? And now,
that's true.
all
Very
the
true.
athletes do that, and everybody want to do it
Very
because
true.
this athlete do that.
Very true.
Fashion trend is for all the
Yeah.
part of our society, so even for health and well-being.
Mm.
But I mean, if people feel better doing that, why not?
Mm.
Why not? I mean, it's okay. It's your life. You can do what you want.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because when you see the studies about recovery for athletes,
Mm.
the best thing is good sleep, good diet,
Mm.
and good rest. So finally, it's the less fancy things
Yeah,
were the
yeah.
most effective on our body.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But you know, like in France, like at the middle age, we used to drink wine forever. Like at the dinner, and like there was no water because water is dirtier than wine. So, so it's from now, it's really not the best well-being lifestyle. But at the same time, people was living at that status. But now it's kind of, as you just said, it's kind of fashion to like keep thinking about my health, or you know. Yeah. So, but you know, I agree that it's not the same situation, the pollution and everything. Yeah.
I mean, it's a question of priority. What do you want to do? If you want to be healthy and to focus on your health every day of your life, it's okay. I mean, when you go to the gym and you see people go there every day during 2 or 3 hours, to me it's extreme. But if they feel better doing that, it's okay. I mean, the most important is your own priority. It's your own priority. For people, it will be other thing, maybe to listen music, maybe to read a book. I mean, everybody has his own mean to evacuate maybe stress or frustration or what you want, or just enjoy your life. So if you say to people, okay, let's drink a glass of wine,
Yeah.
but if you don't like it, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I mean, just enjoy what you want to enjoy. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, in France, there's actually as you see the difference between Korea and France. In France, there is much more people who just go to restaurant and drinking wine, than go to gym. Than Korea, because in Korea there is really big fashion of doing workout nowadays. So it's really big industry in Korea.
Yeah, when I arrived there, I felt it was more intense than in France. Definitely. I used to go to a gym last year, and every time so crowded, so many people every time. And I was really surprised. And I yeah, I could make the difference between France. In France, it's definitely different. But for example, in France, it's also easier. I think maybe I'm wrong. It's possible, but in France, it's so easy for us to do any sports. It's not really expensive to go to a
You go to park and
park, or even to have a license in a soccer club, in soccer team, basketball team, rugby team, etc. It's so easy to do it. In Korea, it seems to be a little bit different. When you want to do something, it's already a little bit expensive. So maybe it's also why people go to gym, because you can find really cheap gym club really easily.
And also, it's all about Korea is all about the appearance. So yeah, but I kind of stopped it to work out like a fitness workout, because I said to myself, so I really tried it like since kind of 15 years, like a fitness workout. It doesn't work with my body because I have a lot of injury in my back, and I went to yoga gym one time, and my guru said that your body looks good but not balanced at all. So that's why it provocates a lot of like a injury in your body, because you have too big arm for your belly, because your belly is too thin, something like this. But I said to myself, I really agree, because of deadlift, because of squat, because of bench press, I don't have really good movement when I work MMA also. I don't have a really good performance because it's not good, and also like it's not been a long time. I just tried the deadlift really light. Again, I got injury. So I said to myself, never again. I just work out the MMA or like a jogging or something like that. Other thing, I'm never gonna lift again like a 40 kilo over than 40 kilo,
But did you like it?
I like it. When I do, I like it, but the result is a lot of injury, I like the feeling of it.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I think there is no perfect activities. It's just activities we enjoy the most, and the activity we feel the most comfortable for us. Really often when people, for example, feel pain, they ask
Philippine?
feel pain, when they feel pain,
Yeah,
when their
yeah,
body
yeah.
is painful.
Yeah.
They really often ask, what is better activity? What is the best activity I can do? It doesn't exist. I mean, if
Maybe
there
you
was,
should mix.
yeah, mix, or just find what you enjoy. If I say to you, okay, you have to swim, I don't like it, don't do it. It doesn't. Once again, it doesn't make sense. If you do it because I said to do, it doesn't make sense. If you don't enjoy it, if you hate to go to the swimming pool, it doesn't make sense. The most important is not to do. The most important is to find what you enjoy, and also the intensity. We live in a very extreme world. It's really often 100% or 0%. For many people, it's really difficult to find the just middle.
Very true.
Intensity is really important to manage. For example, you have also many studies about it. So many scientists focused on the best activity for human body and when you feel pain. For example, when you have low back pain, many people can say, you can't run. If you run, it will be really painful for your. It will be really painful for your back. Don't do it. And instead of that, go to the swimming pool. And finally, when you read some studies, you can see pain. It doesn't depend of the activity, but the intensity of the activity. Of course, if you feel low back pain, if you go directly on to the park and you run a marathon, yeah, it will be painful for your body.
Yeah.
But if you start slowly, step by step, maybe first to walk and after run, and increase slowly the last of your exercise, it can be okay. Just we have to understand something. our body is not a machine. We have our limits. We have to respect it. We have to respect us to be healthier, to be happier.
When I went to see you for my treatment of my back, you taught me a lot of things. So because of that, I don't have lower back pain anymore. But the thing is that you talk during 1 hour or something like this, and I learned so many things, and it was really interesting. But the thing is, what I learned at the same time, I learned a lot of things during 1 hour, and then I came back to home, and then I was thinking you learn me another thing that you don't have a conscience, because I said to myself, okay, now I should assume that I'm not 20 years old. I should assume that, because I was ignoring this reality. I said to myself always, if I say that I'm old, I'm a loser, but I should just go like a David Gauguin, So actually my physique didn't really change, but it's really weak thing to think that I'm old. I have all body or something like this. But there was no. My arch of a feet was kind of it went down, but actually it was true. So I said to myself, okay, I need some help or treatment, because my body is not like before.
I think it's a good point. For example, I am 31 years old actually.
I'm 35.
Hmm?
I'm 35.
35?
Yeah, old. Yeah.
That's old. You're not old. Of course, when I was 20, 22, I run faster. I run longer. And now when I run, my feelings are different. Maybe I feel less comfortable. I feel slower. But it's normal. My body changed. And not only my physical body, also my mind, all my body, all my system in my body changed during these 10 years. So I think it's really important to understand we can't push our limit every time. Maybe it's okay to say, okay, maybe I'm slower, maybe I'm less fast, but I can enjoy to run. If you enjoy, it's okay. Maybe it's also important to change our target when we do something. For example, at 31, I know I won't be an athlete. I won't be a professional athlete, and I don't want it. But I think it's also important to evolve and to make our mindset evolve and to every time understand, okay, maybe by the past I used to do it. Now, maybe I have to change a little bit my mindset about it.
As I asked you before the recording, I'm really questioning about myself. Human, evolution of human is kind of different than other animal, because other animal get evaluated by a choice of how to say, if there is a stronger, the nature always choose a stronger one, but not human, because human is about money and a little bit more complex than just this primitive animal. The thing is because of that we always have this kind of really bad gene of that provocate a lower back pain or something like that, because we human, us human is a stand-up animal. So in the level of structure, it's not really it's rare to have this kind of animal. Yeah, it's not rare. The penguin is stand-up, or I don't know. But it's from some book I wrote that it's not really a balanced structure. So that's why it provoked a lot of a pain and problem. It's like the dogs, we human made a lot of a race of dog artificially. So that's why a bulldog can't even breathe correctly. Chihuahua can give a birth correctly with their baby or something like this. I think human is kind of we are not really far from that.
It's different.
Yeah.
First about pain.
Yeah.
We need pain.
We need pain. Okay.
If I have a fire and I burn your hand,
yeah,
if you will be really, really grateful to feel pain and to just put your hand out. If you don't feel pain, I can just burn you. You won't feel anything. So pain is vital for us. Pain is vital for us. It means there is a danger. It's the same thing as stress. There is a danger. So first, I think it's important to understand that when people say, I don't want to feel pain for my entire life now, I think it's really important to make people understand pain is vital for us. We need it. We need it because without it, finally, we can have very strong injuries or very bad issues. So it's really important. Now about pain, it's always many factors. It's always many factors. It's why when you came to the clinic, for example, I asked you, how is your sleep? How do you feel? I asked you many questions about your context, about your daily life, because all those factors have an impact on your body. It's not because you feel pain, there is a damage on your body. A few years ago, maybe in 2015, 2014, there was a huge study on 3,000 people. They make those people pass on MRI to check their back. Those people didn't feel pain at all. At 50 years old, 50%, so the half of the sample, had herniated disc and didn't feel pain at all. So finally, there was a damage on their structure, but they didn't feel pain. So it means even if I have a damage on my structure, it's not a reason to feel pain. And on the other end, you can feel pain without any damage. Why? Because pain is not just about your body, it's about your environment. It's about your environment. So it's really important to understand that too. When people say, oh, I have a pain, I have something wrong, I have an injury. No. No. It's just because at this moment, your body can't adapt your environment. There is too much stress, too much tiredness. Maybe you push your limit too much, and that's it.
What I was really interested with you when I went to your clinic was for me it was philosophy point of view of osteopathy. Like everything is related, like a nerve system from brain to stomach and everything. Like for example, we have a lot of tension in the brain, and the nerve system get that tension, and then it influence until stomach or something like this. But for me it's really interesting because it's this philosophy and this point of view is, for me, it was really different than like a traditional like a orthodox medical system. So you consider osteopathy as a philosophy or just science? I don't know.
Maybe both.
Both, yeah.
Maybe both.
Yeah.
You can read some studies about osteopathy, and we can show we are effective on different problematic and different issues. To me, when you read the definition of osteopathy, it's a manual therapy to make a diagnosis and to treat loss of mobility of your body. For example, a joint is like a door. You have an amplitude, you can you can open the door fully,
Yeah.
or at one moment she stopped. It's the same for a joint. We have an amplitude, but sometimes there is a restriction of this mobility.
Mm.
As osteopath, we fix that. But to me, as I practice every day, osteopathy is just a tool. It's just a part of my practice. Because but as so many, for example, osteopaths in France, they do the same thing. It's really important to understand the environment of your patient. It's really important because if you don't understand your patient, you can't help him. Why? Because when a patient comes, you don't treat a pain, you treat a human with his history, with his daily life. So we have to understand that. You have to understand that to help him to be healthier and, by the way, to be happier. It's really important. So,
Yeah, but for me, it's also like an osteopathic thing because you check those things verbally, with verbal. But other, for example, like a Chinese treatment, they're kind of acting like a god, like they check the vibration of a blood vein of a forearm, and then they say that I know everything that you did. What you eat, what you did yesterday, this with the vibration of a blood, like a heartbeat or something like this. But it's that's why I think it's also like something of a philosophy of osteopathy that you check the patient's thing verbally.
verbally, and after I check the body with my hand because it's a manual therapy, so I do an examination with my hand, etc. But in my mind, it's not about spirituality. It's not about God. It's about human physical structure, and of course, mind part when we talk with the patient and we investigate his daily life, of course. But I never said to myself, "Okay, God, help me to treat this patient." No. It's definitely not that. Definitely not that. But I have nothing about traditional doctor. I mean, when I was in France, I used to see an acupuncturist for myself. It's okay. So everybody have his own belief. I mean, it's okay.
True. But how do you think about like a Korean medication system? And for example, I didn't try every hospital in Korea, but I had some issue. Like I got some injury or something like this. Like 60% of my experience was really bad. Why? Because I go to hospital or I go to like a small hospital. They don't even talk and they just give me a drug. I really didn't like it because it's not a treatment.
But do you think it's different in France?
For example, like if in France, if I have a cold ache, they don't give me a drug, but here they give a drug. It's too
it depends.
Your experience is different than mine.
Yeah, it depends. It depends, but I mean, it's what they learned. It's what doctors learned when they went to the university.
Yeah.
There is a pain.
Yeah.
We give this pill or we do this injection, and that's it. Because their job is not to understand why, but they work on the what.
Yeah.
And when you go to the hospital and you feel pain, you don't ask the doctor why I feel pain, but doctor, I feel pain, help me. Okay, you can take it. You can take it. It's just a different mindset, a different philosophy, a different job. It's just different. So, I mean, they just do their best. A patient comes with that. My job is to help this patient with this pain. Okay, you can take it. It's for this pain. It's for your case. So you can do it. You can take it. I mean, they just do their job.
Yeah, but as a patient, in the society, there's some job like holy job, like a doctor, teacher, something like this. We respect them, and they like they should help us, you know, like more than money business or something like this. That's why like if I see some this kind of doctor who doesn't even want to talk and who just give me a painkiller, I feel like, so you don't love me, you don't want to help me, you know. It's more I'm in this kind of context, you know.
It's just because it's a mindset of, I mean, Western medicine finally, because it's a Western, it's the Occidental, it's a Western medicine to
Yeah.
take to give pills to patients. So, I mean, they just do their job. After you have so many doctors, they talk with you, they ask to you questions, they try to understand you, but they just try to do their best with their with what they learned when they went to the university. I just, to me, it's not the, in my opinion, it's not the good answer, because finally we just focus on the what and not on the why. And it's why I really love my job, because I focus on the why, and my job is to understand my patient. It's not easy at all, but I try to do my best every time to understand my
felt
patient.
that. I really felt that.
So thank you. So
Yeah, I'm just being honest.
So yeah, to me it's important, but I mean, in so many cases, I can't fix some troubles. When you have a damage on the body, I can't do miracle with my hand. I can't build a new bone, a new muscles. I mean, I'm not God at all. I can help my patient for so many things, but really often we need doctor. We also need it. So maybe, yeah, actually we take many, but all around the world, it's not specific to Korea. We give many pills to patient every time.
Yeah, I imagine that also.
But yeah, it's just how the system works. And finally, it's pretty new to, no, it's not new. We did that by the past a long time ago. And finally, after we went to Western medicine with pills, chemistry, etc. And now we are slowly understanding maybe we have to go back a little bit in the past to find a just middle.
Yeah.
It's so difficult for human being to find the just middle.
Yeah.
For everything.
But yeah, I agree, because like before, when I was like a younger, I was really believer of a science, traditional science. But more and more, I'm kind of believer to kind of spirituality a little bit, because for me, it's not. Now I really believe that it's not only about myth. There's something that the scientist doesn't really find an answer, but maybe in the future they're gonna find the answer. But we call from now we call it spirituality, you know. So I'm more and more believer of this kind of thing. That's why I do a lot of jiu-jitsu, because jiu-jitsu is much more spirituality also. Yeah, there's a lot of culture like this in modern day nowadays. So,
yeah, I think
yoga.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. People maybe actually are understanding they need more than their daily life. I mean, we live in a material world. Maybe they want more things to be happier. They want to, really often when patients are interested by spirituality, it's because maybe they want to be more relaxed or this kind of thing. So it's just a way. And they just want to have a different point of view on life, society, world. It's just your own beliefs and your own trust.
What is the difference between French patient and a Korean patient? The biggest difference.
I think it's French patients like to talk, during the session.
Sure.
Korean patient, not really. When a Korean patient come, he just lie on the table, say, "You have to do what you know," and that's it. I don't want more. With French people, when I was in France, I mean, I don't make the comparison with Korea, in Korea and in France, but between Korea and France. In France, yeah, French patients like to talk. Yeah, like to talk. So I think it's the most important difference.
But you're from like a rugby sport. You're in a French national team of rugby.
I used to. I don't work with them anymore.
Yeah. But before.
Yeah.
But it's really like maybe it's really different rhythm, right? Because the structure of a muscle is not, there's nothing to do with normal people.
It was not rugby, rugby French national team. It was touch rugby French national. So it's a different sport. Ball is almost the same, but the sport is different.
Touch?
Yeah, touch rugby. It's rugby without contact. You just need to touch people. And do you know? It's in Australia. It's a rugby flag.
I don't know anything
Okay.
about that.
It's definitely more cardio, and it's not professional. And it's really you have two teams of 6 players. It's 70 meters on 50 meters, so it's really cardio every time. So finally, body are thinner.
Yeah, it's go and stop.
Yeah, definitely. So it's different, and it's not professional sport, so it's different. But yeah, I used to work a little bit with professional rugby team, England national team when they came in France, Argentinian national team when they came in France, and first division rugby team. Yeah, but they are different. Definitely. Yeah, they are heavier and taller.
Yeah. Like what is the height of average height?
It depends of your. It also depends of your position on the field. Because when you play rugby, you have 15 players on the field, so you have different position. So, for example, when you are the big guy in the scrum, you can, some players can 150 kilos. It's the heavier player, and taller, more than 2 meters.
Yeah.
But on other position, it can be 1 meter, then 75, 80 centimeters, and less than 100 kilos.
Normal people.
Yeah,
like normal people.
Normal people, I don't know, but definitely smaller and lighter.
Wasn't it too difficult to practice your?
No, it was okay.
With that much of muscle.
No, it was okay. It was okay. It was okay to do it because when we learn how to practice at school, when we learn osteopathy at school, we learn it's really important to do technique with our entire body. So when I do a technique, I don't just work with my hands or my arms. I work with my entire body.
Your weight.
Yeah, definitely. So it was okay. I learned to do it, so it was okay.
But you saw on internet that there's a lot of guys. Now it's not the osteopathy, but it's chiropractor. But but there's a lot of fashion to do a really like extreme like a stretch with some kind of band. We pull the head like this. Yeah, I think it's when as you said when I went to your clinic, it's just a YouTuber thing maybe, and it's not only osteopathy. It's not the same thing. It's not only about that kind of thing. Yeah, but the thing is, the ridiculous thing is, it was the reason that I went to your clinic because I'm kind of I know that it looks extreme, but it's kind of looks satisfying. Like people crying, like,
It's those when you see those kind of videos on Instagram, YouTube, it's entertainment.
It's
entertainment. They amplify the sound. You can see different view of the technique. I mean,
always with the girl who has a lot of big boobs.
Yeah, definitely. So finally, it's more about entertainment.
Yes.
But you can see also osteopath doing that on the social media. It's definitely not my philosophy and my practice. I don't recognize me when People do that.
Mm.
When we learned at school, we learned different way of technique.
Yeah.
This kind of technique,
Yeah.
I can do it, but I don't really like it because finally I'm more effective with other technique. We also learn technique on digestive system, on skull, very light technique. I recognize more myself in this kind of technique, but I mean, yeah, to me it's just about entertainment. And finally, it's when you see this kind of videos, they can say, okay, I can fix your problem doing that.
Yeah. Your life problem.
I totally disagree with that because once again, it's not about why, it's about what. So but even if you feel pain, even if you feel a neck pain, maybe the relief will be really short, but not a long-term relief. So, okay, just about entertainment.
You even watch like a dog with dog.
Yeah, you can see so many different techniques.
And cat
yeah,
and everything.
on
Horse.
but I can see. Yeah, I see that every day when I scroll on Instagram. I can see that. Yeah, it's just about entertainment. And yeah, it even when when you came to the clinic. So when I treat a patient, I don't do just one technique. It's
much more
always
complex.
Yeah, it's more complex because everything is connected. Digestive system, central nervous system, musculoskeletal system. So it's not just with one technique. You can help your patient and you can fix the problem of your patient. You need to. Human body is more complex. It's not a machine. It's not a machine.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I feel kind of empathy because I'm in a video making industry, but video filming is literally like if I present myself that I'm videographer, people imagine that I'm this person, you know, like a filming person, literally. But it's just 1% of a production. But each time that I meet some client, I am. Now I really before it was kind of stressful because I should like say same phrase each time. It's not about only about that filming, and if there is a 24-hour, I should invest this time for this production, this time for this editing production, this time for marketing, blah blah blah. But people doesn't know that. But I think as a professional person, it's really important to how to communicate the logic of your profession to client very easily, maybe. Sorry, I'm gonna turn on the.
Okay.
You can keep going.
Okay. When I before to treat a patient, I always say to them, you can see on social media this kind of video when patient just cracks a joint and they say, yeah, I saw it. And the first thing I say is, I don't do that, or if I do that, I do that really differently. Immediately they calm down. Because finally, for some people, it's a kind of entertainment. They enjoy it because you have the sound and the view. But for many people, it's really stressful. It's really stressful. So it's the first thing I have to do. So finally, you can see that on social media, but it's not helpful for our job. Definitely not, because patients are more stressed. And when I was in France, when I talked with people and I said, okay, I'm osteopath, they said to me, oh, you cracked the joint.
Please do that to me.
And each time I had to explain, okay, my job is different.
No, but at least you just try one time.
My mindset is different, etc. But yeah, finally, it's not helpful for our job. Not helpful at all.
But you didn't have a friend who incited to
every time,
crack
every time.
Every party.
Today I was just working and I read a sentence.
Yeah.
Cracking a joint is not healing.
Yeah.
I liked it because it's not cracking a joint with one technique, we will heal our patient and we will make them healthier. It's more than that. It's more than that. And even when I do other technique, I do manual technique, very gentle technique to calm down my patient, to release some tension. My job is it's a team job. It's a team working with my patient.
Yeah.
I'm not effective at all if after the session, patient didn't understand why. If my patient doesn't understand why he feels this pain, I know it won't be really effective. Patient needs to understand. And when I also give to them exercises or advices at home, because we just see for a session maybe 1 hour. So it's nothing. 1 hour, even on 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, it's nothing. So it's important for patient to do regular things. I always explain why they have to do this. No, why they have. Why it can be interesting for them to do this exercise. I never say to my patient, you have to do it. You have to do it. No. It can be interesting to do this exercise. Why? And I explain the mechanism and the benefits they can get with this exercise. It's a team working. And so it can be breath exercises, mobility exercises, writing exercises when patients are really stressed. It can be different things. It can be really different things. And just I encourage my patient to do it, and after we can just talk about it and adjust. But it's a team working. It's a team working. I think as therapists, whatever the therapy, we have to be humble. We have to be humble. We are not God. I mean, I'm not religious at all, but it's just an expression. We are not God. We haven't superpower. We have to be humble and just to do our best to help our patient. But yeah, maybe, but in our world, it's maybe sometimes difficult to be humble, but it's super important to stay humble.
In your school, you even learned how to talk to your patient, or just issue?
No. When I was at school, so I used to study during 6 years. Full time 6 years. In third year, we could treat real patient in the clinic of our school. So in our school, we had a clinic. And in this clinic, for example, if at this moment you used to live in France, you could come to the clinic to receive a treatment from students.
It was free?
Not free. It was, for example, in France, it's 50. Between 50 and 100 euros. It was 10 euros, something like that.
$10. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and but we didn't do that alone. We had a teacher with us.
Yeah, sure.
So during 4 years, we treat many patients each week. So finally, when I was graduate and I start to work in the real life, I have already treated maybe 700 patients. So at this moment I already have kind of experience of my job, but how to communicate with you can learn how to communicate with people. You can learn how to communicate with your patient. But if you don't love people, if you don't love human, if you don't love patient, I think it's difficult to maybe stay humble and to find a good way. Sometimes empathy. I think empathy. You can't learn empathy from books. I don't think so. And it's really important as therapists, whatever the therapy, to feel empathy and compassion.
Did you ever try to put some incense or perfume in your clinic? Because I imagine that I don't know anything, but I imagine that can help to calm a patient down. I don't know.
It's about aromatherapy. aromatherapy.
Yeah.
I never tried it. The only thing when you came to the clinic, maybe you could heard we have a music.
Yeah.
And when now I turn off the light, so we can see inside the room. It's not totally black. I mean, we see what we do, but I just turn off the light, and patient can really relax. Because for me, it's really important during my treatment to help my patient to calm down and to relax. To me, it's really essential. Because we work on our central command doing that, so it's a mean too.
Even me, I try just before that you came. I put some coconut oil on the
it's already
on the table. What I wanted to say was I have two friends who became art teacher in high school and in middle school. But the thing is, I'm from an art school. And I was with them, and after our school, they went to like another school to become a teacher, to have a formation of a teacher. And then what they said was they didn't really learn how to speak to real student as a teacher. So that's why first year in real school was really difficult for them, because I don't want to generalize every school in France, but in like a high school in France, sometimes there is kind of violation from a student. Even like there is some accident that they hit teacher. So it's not extreme like this, but there is some case that happened to my friend, because he is a female. So I said to myself, it's really sad that she didn't learn this kind of like a technique to control like a people or something like this, because it's not the same context. I just mentioned about the reality actuality of a violence of a high school in France. But I was living in Tahiti also. I know one friend who worked at a French school and a Tahitian school, and she compared both. She said that she's much more happier in Tahiti, because Tahitian, like a student, they are kind, but the French, like they hit, But it's not every seriously, once again, I don't talk about every school, but
I think it's not about school. I think it's about our world and our society.
That's true.
Actually, with technology, we are so connected.
Yeah.
But humans are totally disconnected together. We don't know how to communicate together. So it's a paradox, because now I can send a message to my family in France. We are so far, but we can communicate together. But finally, in our world, human beings don't know how to communicate together without to be violent, without to reject some their own fears or other people, their own stress on other people. I think it's not a problem of school, it's a problem of world. We are totally disconnected together.
Yeah, sure.
People are totally disconnected. And it's really important to humans to be connected. We are made to communicate, but we don't know how to communicate anymore. And it's really, I think it's one of the disasters of our society, actually. We can't communicate with people. We want to impose our opinion. We don't listen other people's opinion. I think it's a disaster for our society and our world, because finally, if we can't accept other opinion, if we don't know how to communicate with people, we are just alone. And human being is not made to
not at all.
Alone, not at all.
We are animal of society.
Yeah, we are made to live in groups.
Yeah.
We are made to live in groups. So, yeah, it's a disaster for humanity. And it's interesting to see now you have so many class to learn how to communicate, to be non-violent when you communicate. But it's it's a very good thing. It's a very good thing finally, because we can learn how to communicate. But how we lost that? It's really, yeah, it's one of the main problems of our society actually, I guess.
Yeah, because of like a TikTok and cell phone and everything. So
Yeah, technology is very good for our daily life, but maybe we went too far. It's possible. Honestly, I haven't the answer. So I haven't the why. But the only thing that's, yeah, we are totally disconnected. And I hope during the next years we will be able to reconnect.
Do you scroll?
Hmm?
Do you scroll
Yeah, I scroll.
a lot?
Not a lot.
Okay.
To be honest, no, I don't scroll a lot. I don't watch a lot of, for example, YouTube videos. I'm not really interested by technology.
What's your favorite activity in Korea?
In Korea,
Apart from osteopathy. Apart from learning Korean.
Korean, yeah, it's pretty. I mean, I love it. I love to learn Korean.
Yeah.
Because there is a huge sense behind that. There's a huge sense. It's just to help me in my daily life. So there is a huge sense. I don't learn Korean to just learn Korean. I learn Korean because I love Korea. I want to settle there on the long term, so I need it. And you know, I'm there since 1.5 years.
Yeah.
It's really funny because 98% of my friends, they are Korean.
Oh.
I haven't foreigners friend except 2 or 3 people, but we speak in English with my Korean friends. But only Korean, almost only Korean, and I really quickly I felt I was really happy in Korea, and I was at a good place for me, and definitely more happy than in France. There is no specific reason. It's a very deep feeling. And the only frustration I felt, it was this problem of communication with Korean people. So, I'm not connected. It was a problem of communication with Korean people. Because, I live there. I want to learn about Korea, to learn about my Korean friends. We have different mindset, cultural differences. So we can learn so much together, sharing our differences. But for the moment, it's still a little bit difficult, but there is a big sense behind that. But my favorite activity in Korea, maybe Korean food. Maybe to eat Korean food.
Go to a restaurant and eating Korean food.
I really love it. These days, when I was kid, I really loved to read books.
Yeah.
And these days, I am reading Korean books.
Yeah.
Korean author, but in English.
Yeah.
Because I can't read Korean really well. And I can say Korean authors are really creative, and I like it. But I'm just a simple guy. Coming in Korea, I reconnected to something really important. He just enjoys just the simple things.
Yeah.
Just simple things. Even for I talk about Korean food. You just give me rice and banchan. I am so happy. I love it. It's so simple for Korean people, but I love it. When I walk in Seoul, I love it. It's just simple things. Coming in Korea, I reconnect with that, with the importance to enjoy very basic things. So I'm not religious, but I like to go to the temple, for example. I like the vibe in the temple. I mean, just simple things. It's so important because the happiness is there. Happiness is just there in simple things. If you can eat every day, if you have a place to sleep, if you are in good health, It's so important.
And also, it's a question. Do you? It's not like a good feeling to being kind of anonymous in the society. That's what I was really appreciate when I was in France at the beginning.
It's exactly what I say to my family or my friends. I am super happy in Korea. Why? Because I am a foreigner in Korea. I mean, what I can reproach to French people when I used to live in France, I think it's the same thing with Korean people. With Korean people, they judge them, they're really rude together, etc. So finally, but living in Korea as a foreigner, I can just observe. It's funny because 2 weeks ago, I talked with a patient about that. Each time we talked about, he's from Belgium, we talked a lot about Korea, Korean society, Asia. He used to travel a lot. So, and we agreed with that. Living there, we can just observe Korea. So we can just absorb positive things and just put away negative things. So finally, it's so comfortable for us to just absorb positive vibes. And yeah, to be anonymous, it's, I mean, nobody judge me, or even if they judge me, sure. I don't pay attention to that. And finally, I feel really free in Korea. I feel really free in Korea. But I could feel that really quickly when I arrived there. When I arrived there, I immediately felt I am at a good place for me. And as I said to you before, I was supposed to stay there just 1 year. It was a project, the initial project, but really quickly, after 3 or 4 months, I said, no, I can't stay there just 1 year. I am so happy in Korea. It's much. 마음에 든다. My Korean skills. It's matched really, really well. So I want to settle there and just to learn more. And it's not because I have something against France. No.
I see that. I see what you mean.
It's because I love Korea. So Korea is not perfect, but there is no perfect place in the world. There is just a place which matches the most with you at this moment in your life. And to me, actually, it's Korea. So, yeah. And he said to me, this patient, it was the first time I saw him. It's funny because when I talked to this patient, I talked to this sentence. To me, it matched perfectly with my experience in Korea. He said to me, living in Korea, you will become yourself. He said to me that after 10 minutes of session, 10 minutes of consultation in my clinic, I said, okay. But finally, when I step back and I observe my experience in Korea since 1 year and a half, it's totally that. There, I can be myself. And finally, it's the most important thing in your life, to live and to be yourself.
Yeah, do you know that you feel really different when you speak in English than when you speak in French? Because just before recording, we just talked like in French real quick, but I was feeling like, oh, okay, that dude, I know that dude. But now we speak in English, but you really feel different. Like
Really?
I don't know. For me, you feel much more open-minded person when you speak in French because
Yeah, maybe because maybe
you're in foreigner mode when you speak in English. Maybe
I think there is also other thing. In French we have really precise word to describe something.
Yeah.
I think it's more about vocabulary. It's more about vocabulary and also maybe about maybe the vibes or something like that. I don't know. But even in French, I am open-minded.
Yeah. But I mean, is if we compare.
Yeah.
But for example, I don't have the same personality at all if when I speak in Korean and when I speak in French, when I speak in English. I change my personality. If I don't change it, it doesn't work. For example, what I hear really like often when I speak in Korean, like the people like my friends, like a Korean friend, told me I'm too professional, I'm too robotic. In French, I'm rude, arrogant, judgmental.
French style. French style.
Yeah, in English, Asian dude who has a French accent.
Yeah, you have a French accent.
Yes, I know. Because I learned English in France. So yeah, I can't really remove.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just when I talk in French, yeah, it's automatic. It's like a robot, as you said, with Korean for you.
Yeah.
It's like you just speak
Too
naturally.
polite.
Yeah, definitely. I think when I speak in English, I have to be more to express my feelings, my emotion, maybe with my physical communication also. Like move more my hands.
Yeah.
I smile more to express also that, because maybe in my brain I think, I have to compensate my lack of vocabulary with my attitude, my posture. It's possible. It's possible. I don't really pay attention to the question, but yeah, I will think about it.
Just tell me, after that, you have another schedule after that?
No, it's okay. I'm free today.
If you want, let me invite you a good restaurant just next to you, because if you're hungry, I don't know.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Why not after?
Okay.
Yeah, not a problem.
I'd like to piece.
Okay, let's go.
Let's take a.
Yeah, let's take a break.
Yeah. So how it goes to learn Korean?
It's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah, it's pretty exhausting because I have to learn Korean and to work. So I do both things at the same time, but it's really helpful. Definitely. For example, 2 weeks ago, I went just few days out of Seoul. I can have a very basic conversation with people, and now I can communicate more easily with my friends. To me, the most difficult part is to listening and to understand what I listen.
Yeah.
But writing and reading, it's okay because I have time. I have time to analyze the situation and I have time to write. But yeah, speaking and listening is still a little bit difficult to me.
How did you make Korean friends in Korea? Because it's the very important thing for a lot of like a foreigner in Korea, because they can't really get easily a Korean friend.
As I said to you initially, my project was to stay just 1 year in Korea.
Yes.
So before to come there, I just wanted to cut off with my French culture.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to live the Korean life, meet Korean people, and really to live my experience at 100%. So as you mentioned previously, I was osteopath with the touch rugby national team.
Yeah.
But I used to play a little bit in France, and there is one. Yeah, I not for the French national team,
Okay.
but in another team, and there is a team in Seoul.
Oh.
There is one team in Korea.
Okay.
There is a team in Seoul. So before to come in Korea, I sent to them a message on Instagram. Oh, I'm a French guy. I'm coming in Korea next month. I will live there for 1 year. Are you okay if I join you?
The
Yeah.
members are French?
No.
Okay. American.
No. Korean people.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we are just maybe 2 or 3 foreigners. And so I joined the team, and now they are my friends. And yeah, it's, I mean, doing that, I could, for example, celebrate Chuseok with a Korean family. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. Of course, I have my family in France, but I also have my Korean family. And yeah, it was really helpful. It was really helpful for me because life is about high and low. When you are super happy it's okay, everything is so beautiful.
Mm.
But when you are in a low, when down, when your mood is not good, you are so happy to
Yeah,
have people around you.
I understand this kind of thing because when I was in France, people doesn't realize that European country between European country and Korea so different, much more different than people think. Mentality, culture, civilization, much more different. The thing is, that different country, when I felt this kind of like a humanity between people, like people like invite me for like a Christmas or something like this, and when I kind of feeling like a member of family or something like this, I got really touched because I got invited in the dinner of white people. So I'm not only like a fucking Chinese. And I really felt like I'm a member of family, and I got really touched by this kind of humanity. And like that's why I kind of became kind of humanist. For example, in when there is some, for example, some fell off people in the street, I was helping or something. But in Korea, I never did that. Yeah.
I think when you live in another country,
Yeah.
you have to open your mind.
Yeah.
If you don't open your mind, you can go back to your country. Because if you want to live as you used to live in your country, it can match. Except and when you see the difference between Korea and France, I mean, if you are French and you want to live in Korea as you lived in France, it's impossible. It's too different. It's too different.
There's a lot of French who think that is French.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. When you talk with French people, I mean, I am super lucky because I choose to come in Korea. I choose to come there. I had the opportunity and I came there. It was a big challenge for me, but I choose to come there. For people, it's just about professional opportunity. So finally, they just come there because they have this opportunity, but it's not about the culture or about the tradition of the country. Or without that, maybe they will never come in Korea. So I think it's important to definitely open your mind and also to open your heart.
Yeah,
both.
What I felt with my French friends was like, yeah, it's true that it's really easy to like travel between a European country, and they're kind of all they're kind of traveler, much more traveler than Korean and Asian people, Eastern Asian people. The thing is, as they are really big traveler for European country at least, they think that whole the world is like Europe. So they can't. I really felt that they can't imagine how it is in China, in Japan, in Korea actually, because it's too different than Europe. So yeah.
I can just talk about my own experience. I can talk about experience of other people, but really often people ask to me, "Oh, it's not difficult to meet friends, and how are Korean? I heard Korean are really closed. I mean, they are not really warm with other people, and especially with foreigners." Don't say that to me. I think the opposite. There is it's a Korean expression, but 마음에 따뜻해요.
Yes.
마음에 따뜻하다. To me, Korean people are like that. Compare it to French people, for example. So, to me, coming in Korea, every time I meet people, it's so warm. It's so warm. It's so nice. I love it, and I don't feel I am a foreigner. So of course, when you come in a restaurant and you just say hello, I want to order that in Korean. Of course, they are happy, and people really appreciate that. But and when you do that, they say to you, "Oh, you speak Korean well," and they have always a kind word for you. So of course, sometimes are a little bit rude, but when you just talk with them in Korean really quickly,
Mm.
immediately you break something. You break the ice.
Yeah.
And it's totally different. And so to me, it's also why I want to live in Korea,
Mm.
because I think I reconnected to people.
Mm.
And I am this kind of people. I need to meet people to be a better person.
Mm.
I mean, some people,
Yeah, sure.
I think it's really different for many people, but we need to be connected. But many people have some inspiration when they go to an exhibition,
Mm.
when they go to a photo exposition,
Mm.
painting, I mean, whatever the exhibition, or when they when they listen music, or me, it's talking with people and meeting new people, sharing history and trying to understand people. It's how I feel my inspiration for my life, for my project, and how I can just grow up.
Mm. It's kind of like it reminds me the perspective of Buddhism. Like people change because of your vision. How you see the world can change the world. You know, it's not the world who is always changing. It's you yourself who change. For example, like a Buddhism perspective is like this. Like I close my eyes and it's the world disappear. You know, everything is depend of you. So you're kind with people, so that's why like maybe that's why.
Maybe we don't know, but but we are, well, how many humans there are on this earth? Maybe on Earth, maybe 7 billion
I don't know.
human
Yeah,
beings.
kind of like this.
There are 7 billion reality in this world. Reality of the world is not universal. It's about your own perception of your environment and about the world.
Very good. True.
So
Very true.
talking with people, sharing with people, you also share your reality. And if you are open to their opinion, open to their reality, you can take good things everywhere and you can just change your perception. I don't think you can totally change your personality, but you can change your perception and analyze different problems differently.
But when I was in art school and the end of the master degree, there is an exhibition, personal exhibition. I got really fucked off by how to say jury? No, like a professor.
Yeah, jury.
Your jury, because I talked about I want to like express some reality, but it's really stupid phrase because reality is really subjective. For your reality is different than my reality, as always. But it's really, like true. What you just say.
And I think we are, once again, I will talk about myself.
Yeah.
No, I'm not egoist.
We are here for
I'm not
that.
narcissistic. It just
No, we are here for that.
I mean, in our life, as I said previously, life is about high and down. Every time, high and down, happiness, and I don't want to say sadness, but darkness, maybe it's more appropriate. And sometimes we feel lost. We feel lost. But finally, sometimes we meet people. It can be relationship, it can be friends, it can be teacher, whatever the people you meet. They are kind of compass. They have kind of compass as they can give you another direction in your life to reach happiness, to reach your goal, but to go back to a kind of neutrality, not in the darkness, maybe not in the happiness, but to go back to a neutrality and to continue to move on. And I think, in my opinion and to me, I need to meet compass to find the way. Many people maybe can think, oh, me, I don't need anybody. I know where I go. Good for you. Me, I know sometimes I reach my limit and I need other opinion. I need to talk. I need to learn about other history to find another way and to grow up. And Yeah, it's also what I try to do with my patient when patients are really painful, for example. They can be lost a little bit. Oh, I don't find the solution. Why I feel pain. I can't do my activities. I'm so sad, etc. I try to be a kind of compass for them. At one moment on their life, to be a compass to help them to continue to move on. It's what I try to do for my patient.
And they liked it, no? Like me?
Mm,
I really liked it.
I mean, when the I think people like it because they can find benefits and they can see they feel better. So I mean, maybe some like it, other people doesn't like it. It depends of people, I guess. But it's how I see my job and how I want to practice and how I want to work. So I am okay with that. I am okay with that. I do my best to help my patient with this way. So finally, if they don't like it, maybe I'm not the best therapist for them. I mean, whatever the therapy, it's so important to find the therapist you are confident and comfortable with them. So if it's not me, it can be another one. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the most important? My ego and to help 100% of this planet, or just you to be happy and to feel better? The most important is my patient. If you feel better, okay, let's go. It's not a problem.
That's why when we have I talked with a lot of people who is in like art and philosophy or whatever. What I realize a lot is if I have one problem in my life, I shouldn't like wait that there's other people who can resolve my problem. I should be really much more active to resolve my own problem. For example, I went to see you, for example, but the thing is the most important person is myself. Like I should be really active. Like I should try to like find a good pad for my shoes or something like this, you know. So it's what I learned from you because like you try to like teach me a lot of things. So with this knowledge, I can like use for whole my life, you know.
I think you say something really important. Really often, when we have a problem in our life, we want to find a miracle. We want to find a solution from other people. Please help me. I can't deal with that. But you have the resources inside of you. Yeah. You have just to connect with that. So other people can give you some advices. They can help you, but they can't fix the problem for you because you are the main actor of your life. You are the main actor of your life. You are the most important person in your life. You have to love you. You have to take care of you, and you have all the resources to move on. Yeah. But really often we are not really confident about our inner resources, and we think I'm lost, and we haven't a lot of self-esteem, etc. And we say, okay, I can't deal with that. But finally, sometimes we just need another opinion, another idea, because when we have a problem, we are fixed on it. We are just fixed, and we don't see all the possibilities. We never take a step back when we have a problem. Yeah. So I think it's really important to understand whatever the problem, you are the main actor and you are the most important person.
Very true, because it's not been a long time because of my business. I got really stressed. I even lost my hair. There's a hole in between my hairs. So I went to like to treat them. I went to like a psychologist, and then like other doctor, and what else? Like I tried to work out in jiu-jitsu gym, yoga gym, and everything. I did like everything. But finally, my best experience to like make me better was just my thinking alone, you know, thinking alone and meditation, and it was the best solution because let me tell you one story because I broke up with my ex 2 years ago. um, I was kind of I was really in pain, really like a serious pain. So I tried to make a business and work all the time to ignore the reality. The thing is, there was still shoes under the sofa of mine, shoes of my ex, and there's a pajama there, and there's her plant and everything. There was a traces of her, but I didn't even think about that. But after 2 years, I realized myself, no, I should remove everything here because it's not the solution to go out, get drunk, and make a business, work hard, or something like this. So that's why I weirdly, even I thought that maybe she's witch. So she put some magic with her object
Okay.
in my house. So
I see.
yeah, so that's why I try to throw everything. But since that moment, I feel really better. Yeah, because nobody taught me this kind to throw this kind of object, but it was myself. So I feel really better because of my decision. So I don't know why I talk about that.
Maybe you can continue.
Yeah.
No, for example, no, I think we have to be ready.
Mm.
We have to be ready to do something. So maybe before you weren't ready to just abandon the situation, and
Yeah.
maybe just a question of timing also. It takes a long time to recover from an injury, especially when we talk about love. But for example, recently I had a patient. She felt low back pain. She felt low back pain. So we saw her regularly. She felt really better, but twice she came back and she said, "Oh, it's not better from 2 days." And even after the session, her posture was really better. And when she came back, wow, she was so close. I said, what happened? And finally, each time it was because she had a lot of stress and personal troubles. And I said to her, okay, maybe you can try to write. So you go to Daiso and you buy a book and you just write.
Notebook. Yeah.
Notebook, and you just write about your thought. But don't try to control your hand. Just let the pen write for you. And even if you talk about things happened a long time ago, even if you see a very strong word and you say, "Oh no, it's not good to say that," don't try to control it. Just evacuate that from yourself. And finally, so I advised her to do that. She tried, and she said, it's really interesting because I can evacuate so many things doing that. Even very, very old things, old thought, old stress about family, about friends, about everything. She just need to evacuate that. But for this kind of thing, I can do it, for example. I can do it for her. She has to do it. And finally, she feels better, and she can realize many things about herself, about her life, about her story. So once again, I think it's just a question of timing. Maybe she tried to do that a few months ago. Maybe it will be a fail. It's possible. But she was ready at this moment, and it was really full. And it's so nice for her because she feels better and she could evacuate so many things. All the human beings have the resources to, I like this word, to empower their life, to take the power on their life and to be happier. To be happier. It's so important. All human beings in the world deserve to be happy. So it's so nice to see when people just move on and are so happy.
I have one idea in concern of this subject because just let me know how do you think. What I feel is nowadays there's a lot of atheists, people who doesn't believe in God. The thing is, God is true or not. The thing is, I think that in the religion there is a very important thing for the mentality of the people because we pray to the God, but we pray about our like a life story, and it's kind of like what you just said, like writing it on the notebook, and when they just say to the God and they think it's kind of really good meditation for the thing. So, but before in Middle Age, everyone was like a believer of God. But now they don't really believe God. We don't really believe God less and less. That's why maybe you think it influenced that we are more and more atheist. That's why we have a pain in the mentality or something like this. My English is really beautiful.
I'm not sure it's a question of religion. I think it's just our world is crazy. Our world is crazy. We have so many pressure every day. I mean, for example, my parents, they are around 70 years old. The world they known when they were kids is so different compared to our world actually.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure it's for example, about well-being, etc. I'm not sure it's a question of religion. I think it's just a question of world. Actually, it's so difficult for people to be happy. So now we ask more questions about ourselves. But by the past, world was different. I think we just try to adapt to our society actually. And it's really difficult because world is really fast. Pali in Korea, it's crazy, but it's our world works really fast every time, and we can be a little bit lost, and it's really complicated and to deal with that. So I'm not sure it's a question of religion. I think it's more about a question about our world and our environment. I'm not religious, so but I'm not sure religious people are happier than other people. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know, and I know religion is a little bit a sensitive topic, but I don't know.
But maybe what I thought was maybe there is certain type of people who doesn't desire happiness. It's actually I am because before like for example I can compare with a business entrepreneur and just an employee. Just like a lot of people choose to being an employee because they like to just hang out in the weekend and chill in the cafe or something like this and date in the weekend, and then they, even if they don't really like their job, they keep going because the most important thing is to chill in the night. Since that I started my business, I keep like meeting a businessman, but I really kind of feel that they don't even desire happiness. What they like is like excitement, excitement like a danger, like a risk or something like this, So that's what I felt because I said to myself, do I like chilling in the cafe or something like this and like peaceful, like environment? I said to myself, in my life, I never was like this because I was always playing a fight sport and danger. I was diving or something like this. I'm just born like a person who like take a risk.
But human beings are different, so like reality, maybe your definition of happiness is different from my definition because we have different needs, we have different history, and we have different goal in our life. Maybe for many people to be super, super, super rich, it's a definition of happiness. And I mean, I can't say anything about it. It's about themselves. I mean, so if for people to be excited every time and it's a definition of happiness, I mean, it's about themselves. It's up to them. I mean, I can't say anything about it. If people just want to enjoy their routine, go to work, go back home, enjoy the weekend, if they feel good like that, okay.
The definition of happiness is different.
And I mean, really often when we talk about happiness, we imagine something really deep. I have to reconnect to really deep things in myself, etc. But many people don't want to do it. They are not interested by that. And if they think at this moment, I am happy with my life, good for you.
Yes.
Good for you.
It's like the taste of a movie, maybe. Because I'm the one who like to watch a horror movie. It's not happiness, I get stressed when I watch,
But if you take pleasure when you watch it,
yes.
If you take pleasure when you watch it, it's the most important.
I can't define how what it feel like, but I'm good. I mean, when I watch a horror movie.
I mean, it depends of all human beings. It's what is interesting. Everybody have different needs depending of our story, our education, etc., etc.
Do you have a guilty pleasure in your life? Like a horror movie is really casual guilty pleasure, but no.
Definitely food.
Food?
Food.
Food?
Yeah, food.
Do you eat a lot?
Yeah, especially since I'm in Korea. I really like Korean food. I like to eat. Yeah.
What's your best Korean food?
Korean food. It's so difficult.
If you should choose one.
You know, in France there is Disneyland.
Yes.
You know Disneyland.
Yes.
To me, I don't like Disneyland in France. I'm not super.
Me neither.
Yeah, fanatic of Disney.
Childish.
But I found my Disneyland in Korea.
Where is it?
Gwangjang Market. When I go to Gwangjang Market, I am like a kid in a toy shop. I can eat everything in Gwangjang Market.
Okay.
Can eat everything. I love it.
But Gwangjang Market is more like a drinking food, no? Not really.
It's about bunchik, so yeah, it's street food. I love it. I love it. It's so simple and vibes, energy in Gwangjang Market. I love it. I tried Pyongyang Naengmyeon with Korean friends.
Yeah.
And it was funny because they say to me, oh, foreigners don't like it. Foreigners don't like it.
Because there is no taste.
Definitely. But I found a taste and I really loved it.
Me too, I really loved it.
I loved it. So, coming in Korea, every day I learned so many things. So every day I can just try new food, etc. So it's really difficult to me at this moment to say it's my favorite food because I can learn so many things every time.
But if you should mention five, like five.
Okay, I think tteokbokki and sundae.
Tteokbokki?
I love it.
Tteokbokki is girls' food.
Really? Maybe I'm a girl. Tteokbokki and sundae.
Oh, yeah?
I love it. I love it. Tteokbokki and sundae.
Because for me, European doesn't really like a sweetie food. But
No, tteokbokki. I really
do you
love
like
it.
spicy?
Yeah, it's funny because in France I didn't really like spicy food, and it's not usual for us to eat spicy food. But coming in Korea, I got the choice.
Yeah.
And finally, I really loved it because Korean pepper is not so strong. It's sweet and soft, and I really love it. So at tteokbokki,
Sundae.
yeah, sundae definitely. It's so difficult. It's so difficult.
Do you like gukbap? Gukbap.
Kukbap,
This Busan thing.
kukbap, chokbal.
You really like a kind of like a.
I love it.
How can I say? I can say that like socialist food.
Ah, I am just a simple guy. I
Yeah,
just like simple things. So
yeah. It's not luxury food.
yeah,
You know.
but I don't care.
Mm.
I don't care. I mean, food doesn't need to be luxury to be tasty and to be good to me.
Mm.
I mean, when you see French food, of course,
Mm.
when you see restaurant at the Michelin, etc., it's very luxury food. But when you see traditional French food, it's not really fancy.
Mm.
When you see beurre bourguignon, when you
Yeah.
see choucroute, when you see even fondue, I mean, it's not really fancy.
Mm.
So no, I like this kind of thing. I like this kind of thing.
Ask me what's my
What's it?
favorite French food.
What's your favorite French food?
Kebab.
Really?
Kebab.
It's not
Yeah.
French. It's not traditional French food.
No, I mean French style kebab. You know.
Oh, wow.
I mean, did you try kebab in Itaewon? It's terrible, but kebab in I really like it. I really. It's the
No, I didn't try. Oh yeah, I tried once. It was okay. It was okay, but
It's
I'm not a
dry.
big fan of kebab. So,
Oh, yeah.
but you know, I'm a French guy living in Korea. So every time I want to eat Korean food, and I really love it. So, for example, I think, yeah, I never went to a French restaurant in Korea in 1 year and a half because I don't miss French food at all, and I'm so happy to eat Korean food every day. I love it.
But I like people ask me, so do you like French food? Do you like French food? But I ask them, what is French food? I was living in France for 10 years. I kind of never, maybe I didn't have a conscience, but I kind of never like try French food because the pasta, Italian, you know, other thing, salad is international, you know. There's not really French food. Maybe there's some kind of thing, but the thing is, but at least one time, when I was in France, I was always like a student or some like freelancer, so I didn't have money. But one time I was assistant of one exhibition of art in Avignon. It was Avignon Museum of Picasso, and then I went there, and then after opening of exhibition, the chief of a museum invited every like participant of a opening of exhibition, and he invited to a very like small company, like a restaurant that you know, there's no like it's not in the city, and then we go deep inside of a mountain, and then there's some kind of like a motorcycle guy who come, but not it's not accessible to everybody. You know, in Seoul, like a famous good restaurant is in the center of the city. But that's why I said to myself, so it's just a shitty, like a cheap restaurant. I went there, and then it was really like a modest at the table, and everything was modest, and there was like a cooker, and I was waiting, and there was a plate with some a little bit small vegetable and some small like a fish, white fish. And then I tasted, and it was the best of best food in my life. I was like, because the chief was even playing with the temperature difference of a temperature between food. For example, I was like tasting the vegetable, one small a small vegetable, but the temperature was correct. This temperature was different than a fish's temperature. Wonderful! It was really wonderful. I can't forget this experience. It was shocking even.
But I think you said you never experienced French food living in France, but I think there is a huge difference between France and Korea. It's really usual for Korean people to go to the restaurant.
Yes, it's like
In France, it's totally different. We cook at home. So finally, and even when I lived in France, I didn't eat traditional French food every day because it's so long to do. So finally, I can understand why, because it's really unusual for us to go to the restaurant each 2 days, or in Korea it's so common
It's
to.
canteen in
Yeah,
Korean.
I mean, for example, like when I go to the university, there is a I love this place. It's a kimbap chip.
Jungkook. 김밥집.
Yeah, kimbap chip, and it's a kind of traditional place. I love it, and finally, you have so many people every time because it's so easy to go to a restaurant, and finally, people, yeah, it's in their habits to go to a restaurant really often. Not in France, it's different.
No, it's go to restaurant is different thing in France.
Yeah, so finally, I think when you used to live in France, you cooked at home and you just
Yes.
eat what you know.
Yes, from grocery store. You know.
Mm.
But yeah.
But see, it's what I like with Korea and Korean food. It's because I can't cook it at home. It's so difficult for me. And by the way, I can try so many things every time. I can learn so many things every time. And when for example I go to Guangzhou market, I can just try things. Sometimes it's really surprising, but I am so happy because I try new things and I can discover and say, okay, I tried it. And I think I'm more excited by trying compared to eating. Even if I like it, I'm more excited by the fact to try. Because it's a new things. I can learn new things.
True. But let me talk one story that happened in my life when I was living in France, because in Paris there's a lot of immigrant from every country of the world. So one time I went to Indian area, and I don't know if in India the people they act like this, but I was sitting with my friend in one table, and I was eating real Indian like food in Indian restaurant by Indian. There was one guy who came and sit down just next to me, and he was eating alone
Really?
in the same table.
Never happened with me.
But I mean, I have one brother. He traveled in India for 3 or 4 months or something like this. But as you know, Korean food is really spicy. There's a lot of perfume. But my brother is really like a Korean who has a Korean taste. And he went to India. He just said that just for a first week, he just ate all this banana, because for him it was too strong real Indian food, because they maybe on YouTube you can find it. They kind of pour like a lot of ton of spices in the real curry. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't experience that in Korea. Definitely not. But when I came there, I make a commitment with myself. I made a commitment with myself.
When there?
Oh, when I came in Korea.
Okay.
I made a commitment with myself. I promised something to me. It's coming in Korea, every time you have to leave your comfort zone. You go in Korea to learn about another country, another culture, another tradition, but also about yourself. So you have to leave your comfort zone if you want to enjoy at 100% your experience in Korea. So finally, even with sometimes food is not my taste, I am so happy because I left my comfort zone and I can just learn and try new things. So yeah, I think it's really important to grow up also, just leave your comfort zone.
Yeah, trying things.
Difficult thing, but I think really important, because it's a comfort zone, so we are comfortable in this zone. It's the name of the zone, but finally on the long term, I think it's so helpful.
Yeah, because as you know, I know a lot of like French guys in Seoul, but there's not everybody, type of people who is looking for camembert in grocery store. You know?
Yeah.
Where is bread? Where is baguette? Where is correct baguette?
Yeah, but as I said to you, I don't miss French food. So
Mm.
yeah, definitely not this kind of guy.
Mm.
I'm just looking for the best place to eat kimchi or the best place to eat tteokbokki. I mean, yeah, I am in this mood.
Yeah, it makes me a little bit hungry. Just for today, I think it's good.
Yeah, good.
Do you have a word before to
No,
finish?
no, thank you so much for this moment. It was a nice moment. So thank you for the invitation.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
pleasure. Maybe next time.
Yeah, with pleasure, with pleasure.